SIG. Preconstruction projects agreement details. Agreement details for pre-construction projects are crucial documents that outline the terms and conditions of the purchase, responsibilities of both the developer and the buyer, and the specific details of the property being acquired. Here are some key components typically found in pre-construction project agreements. 1. Identification of parties. The agreement should clearly identify the parties involved. The developer and the buyer, full names, addresses, and contact information should be included. 2. Description of the property. The agreement should provide a detailed description of the property, including its type, for example condominium unit, single-family home, unit number, floor plan, and any relevant specifications. 3. Purchase price. The total purchase price for the property should be clearly stated in the agreement. This includes the base price, any upgrades or additional costs, and applicable taxes or fees. 4. Payment structure. The agreement should outline the payment structure, including the initial deposit, subsequent installments, and the final payment at closing. It may also specify due dates for each payment. 5. Construction timeline. The expected completion date of the property and key construction milestones should be included. 6. Reservation agreement terms. If a reservation agreement was signed initially, the final agreement should reference and incorporate the terms of the reservation agreement. 7. Change orders. The process for requesting and approving any changes or upgrades to the property should be detailed, including the associated costs. 8. Financing contingencies. If the buyer is relying on financing to complete the purchase, any financing contingencies, including mortgage approval deadlines, should be clearly defined. 9. Closing and possession date. The date on which the property will be officially transferred to the buyer, and the buyer will take possession of the property. 10. Warranties and guarantees. Details of any warranties or guarantees provided by the developer, including structural warranties and appliance warranties. 11. Rescission period. Some agreements include a cooling off or rescission period during which the buyer can cancel the contract without penalty. 12. Termination and default provisions. The agreement should outline the conditions under which either party can terminate the contract and the consequences of default, including forfeiture of deposits. 13. Closing costs. Any closing costs or fees that the buyer is responsible for should be specified. 14. Arbitration or mediation clause. Details of any dispute resolution mechanisms, such as arbitration or mediation, in case of disagreements between the parties. 15. Contingencies. Any other contingencies or conditions specific to the purchase, such as the sale of the buyer's existing property. 16. Property disclosure. Any required property disclosures or disclaimers should be included, noting any known defects or issues. 17. Developer's right to make changes. The agreement should clarify the developer's right to make changes to the project, including unit size, layout, and common areas. 18. Assignability. Whether the buyer has the right to assign the contract to another party should be addressed. 19. Notices. The agreement should specify how and where formal notices should be sent between the parties. 20. Signatures and execution. The agreement should include spaces for both parties to sign and date the document, indicating their acceptance of the terms.